Pi Network to hit $3 target? Pi price rebounds amid token unlock and market optimism. Let's explore the latest Pi Network price recovery and see if Pi coin is really headed toward the $3 mark. Welcome back to the channel. If you are feeling generous, hit the subscribe, like, and notification button. Today we are doing a weekly deep dive on Pi Coin Network. You are going to see several different TA price analysis throughout the past week. Pi Network price jumped over 9% today, fueling hopes of a potential rally. According to analysts, Pi price could reach the $3 mark by June, thanks to renewed investor confidence and low token unlocks this week. The price has recently ranged between $0.5361 and $0.6133, showing volatility amid market recovery. Meanwhile, the total Pi token unlocks projected for the next 30 days are valued at nearly $94 million, making supply management a key concern. Despite this, market optimism remains strong as adoption grows and investors eye a bullish turnaround. Pi Network price soars. What's driving it? The crypto market has recently shown signs of recovery, and Pi Network is no exception. The coin rose over 9% today, trading near $0.58. Although its 24-hour volume dropped by 37% to $298.5 million, investors remain optimistic. The current rally is largely fueled by low Pi coin unlocks and growing market confidence. PiScan data shows 1.5 million tokens will be unlocked through April 11th, with a massive 160.74 million tokens expected over the next 30 days. Crypto analysts forecast that Pi coin will hit $3 by June, assuming favorable developments from the Pi core team, including a possible token burn. This could offset concerns around supply flooding. The bullish sentiment is strong, but not without caution. While some experts back this outlook, others warn that the Pi price might dip to $0.3 if bears take over. Despite the mixed outlook, the crypto market buzz around Pi Network continues. With major unlocks on the horizon and speculation of announcements from the core team, investors are watching closely. If positive triggers align, Pi coin may break past resistance and inch closer to the much-hyped $3 milestone. Pi Network price analysis of April 8th. On April 6th, Pi coin started the day under strong bearish pressure. A death cross pushed the price down, with the coin hitting support at $0.5361 around 3:35 UTC. However, signs of recovery showed up when a golden cross appeared on the MACD at 7:20 UTC, causing a brief upward move. The price tested resistance at $0.6133 but failed to break it. A new death cross quickly followed, pushing the price into a downward channel that lasted throughout the day. As Chart 1 hinted at an upward move around 21.25 IST, the downtrend held strong, confirmed by another death cross. The bearish momentum continued into April 8th, beginning with oversold signals at midnight. A golden cross at 10:50 UTC gave a short-lived boost, but the trend remained negative.
A final death cross at 4:30 UTC into bearish divergence on the RSI at 7:10 UTC reinforced the downward pressure. If this trend continues, Pi coin could fall below the key support of $0.5361 and test the $0.520-$0.500 range. However, a trend reversal might push the price above $0.6133, targeting $0.620 or more in the short term. Pi Network price outlook. While the $3 Pi coin target by June is a bold long-term prediction, short-term movement depends on current trends. As seen in the recent analysis, Pi price may drop to $0.500 if bearish pressure continues. However, a reversal could push it above $0.6133. The crypto market remains volatile, and Pi Network's future will rely on timely updates in market sentiment. Investors should watch key levels closely as the Pi price navigates within this uncertain crypto market landscape. Pi Network recovers 3%. Eyes set on token burn hopes. Key notes: the price pressure comes as a massive token unlock continues to unfold. According to PiScan, more than 119 million Pi tokens are expected to enter circulation this month alone, with 1.4 million already unlocked on April 11th alone. The remaining tokens will be released gradually throughout the rest of the month. Analyst Jeff Moon has predicted that Pi could reach a price tag of $3 by June. Pi Network's native token Pi is showing signs of recovery after the price slump on April 8th. It is currently trading at around 58 cents, up nearly 3% in the past 24 hours. This rebound comes after weeks of sideways to downward movement. The main reason behind this positive shift appears to be the notably low number of Pi unlocks this week. According to data from PiScan, only 1.5 million Pi tokens are scheduled to be unlocked per day through April 11th. The largest unlock event over the next 30 days is set for April 18th, with roughly 9.8 million tokens worth $5.7 million at current prices entering circulation. In total, around 160.74 million Pi tokens will be unlocked this month, with a current market value of $93.77 million. Many community members are urging the Pi core team to initiate a token burn strategy to mitigate inflation concerns and preserve long-term value. Dear Altcoin wrote on Twitter, "Days of false hopes are over. See it at face value. The Pi community needs to accept the current reality of Pi. The deeper it dips, the longer it takes to bounce back to its all-time high. A final death cross at 430 UTC into bearish divergence on the RSI at 710 UTC reinforced the downward pressure. If this trend continues, Pi coin could fall below the key support of $0.5361 and test the $0.520-$0.500 range. However, a trend reversal might push the price above $0.6133, targeting $0.620 or more in the short term. Pi Network price outlook. While the $3 Pi coin target by June is a bold long-term prediction, short-term movement depends on current trends. As seen in the recent analysis, Pi price may drop to $0.500 if bearish pressure continues. However, a reversal could push it above $0.6133. The crypto market remains volatile, and Pi Network's future will rely on timely updates and market sentiment. Investors should watch key levels closely as the Pi price navigates within this uncertain crypto market landscape. Pi Network recovers 3%. I said on token burn hopes. He notes the price pressure comes as a massive token unlock continues to unfold. According to PiScan, more than 119 million Pi tokens are expected to enter circulation this month alone, with 1.4 million already unlocked on April 11th alone. The remaining tokens will be released gradually throughout the rest of the month. Analyst Jeff Moon has predicted that Pi could reach a price tag of $3 by June. Pi Network's native token Pi is showing signs of recovery after the price slump on April 8th. It is currently trading at around 58 cents, up nearly 3% in the past 24 hours. This rebound comes after weeks of sideways to downward movement. The main reason behind this positive shift appears to be the notably low number of Pi unlocks this week. According to data from PiScan, only 1.5 million Pi tokens are scheduled to be unlocked per day through April 11th. The largest unlock event over the next 30 days is set for April 18th, with roughly 9.8 million tokens worth $5.7 million at current prices entering circulation. In total, around 160.74 million Pi tokens will be unlocked this month, with a current market value of $93.77 million. Many community members are urging the Pi core team to initiate a token burn strategy to mitigate inflation concerns and preserve long-term value. Dear Altcoin wrote on Twitter, "Days of false hopes are over. See it at face value. The Pi community needs to accept the current reality of Pi. The deeper it dips, the longer it takes to bounce back to its all-time high. The quick fix? The PTC should burn its damn billions of Bitcoins from those 20,000 plus Pi." Meanwhile, there are rumors about a potential listing of Pi on Binance. While Binance initiated a community vote back in February, and 86% of voters favored the listing, the exchange has yet to make an official announcement. Pi price outlook rallied to $3. At the time of writing, Pi boasts a market cap of $3.94 billion, ranking 26th among the top cryptocurrencies per CoinMarketCap. On the 4-hour Pi price chart, the relative strength index RSI currently sits at 46, suggesting neutral to bearish conditions and a persisting stalemate between the bulls and the bears. However, the recent spike in RSI hints at growing buyer interest. Bollinger Bands are tightening, showing signs of consolidation. A breakout from this range could confirm the next directional move. Traders can face resistance around 60 cents. The middle band, and a clear break above this level could lead to a retest of the upper band at 67 cents. Meanwhile, the MACD has recently formed a bullish crossover, with the MIC line edging above the signal line. While the histogram remains modest, the green bars imply that bullish momentum is building slowly. Despite the ongoing volatility, experts are betting against Pi's long-term potential. Popular crypto analyst Moon Jeff has predicted a dramatic rally to $3 by June 2025. The analyst also pointed out that 944K Pi tokens will be unlocked today. The value of this unlock stands at $500,000 and could adversely impact the digital assets price action. Moon Jeff advised investors to take their positions accordingly as more Pi tokens will be released into the market by mid-April. Pi Network aims for $1 amid 2-week high. Will Bitcoin's strength carry it further? However, despite this progress, the cryptocurrency's growth appears heavily dependent on external factors, particularly Bitcoin's price movements. As a result, its future direction remains closely tied to the crypto king's performance. Pi Network could keep the uptrend going. Moving average convergence divergence MICT indicator suggests that while Pi Network's bullish momentum is beginning to fade, it has not yet reversed course. The indicator remains in positive territory, signaling that there is still potential for continued upward movement. The MICT is far from a bearish crossover, which could suggest that Pi still has room to rise in the short term, despite a slight weakening in bullish momentum. The overall outlook for Pi Network remains positive. The current trend still shows that there is enough strength for the altcoin to maintain its uptrend and push higher, particularly if market conditions support its growth. Pi Network has shown a strong correlation with Bitcoin, standing at 0.84. This suggests that Pi closely follows the movements of Bitcoin, with its price trajectory highly influenced by the performance of the crypto market leader. As Bitcoin holds steady above $85,000, it could act as a strong catalyst for Pi's price growth. Given Bitcoin's ongoing strength, Pi Network has the potential to experience a similar upward movement, especially if BTC continues to see positive price action. Pi's dependence on Bitcoin's market performance is evident, and any sustained rise in Bitcoin could trigger a corresponding rise in Pi Network's value. Pi price is aiming at $1. Pi Network is currently trading at 74 cents, up by 26% over the past 5 days. To maintain this positive momentum, Pi must hold above the 70-cent support level. A bounce off this level would allow the altcoin to continue its rise and potentially test the next resistance level at 87 cents. If Pi successfully breaches $, given Bitcoin's ongoing strength, Pi Network has the potential to experience a similar upward movement, especially if BTC continues to see positive price action. Pi's dependence on Bitcoin's market performance is evident, and any sustained rise in Bitcoin could trigger a corresponding rise in Pi Network's value. Pi price is aiming at $1. Pi Network is currently trading at 74 cents, up by 26% over the past 5 days. To maintain this positive momentum, Pi must hold above the 70-cent support level. A bounce off this level would allow the altcoin to continue its rise and potentially test the next resistance level at 87 cents, 0.87. It could open the door for further gains, with a potential move toward $1. The market sentiment and Bitcoin's continued strength could fuel this upward momentum, bringing Pi closer to its key target. A break above this resistance would signify the start of a more substantial rally. However, should Bitcoin experience a decline, Pi Network may follow suit. A drop through the 70-cent support level could lead Pi to test the 60 cents mark, and a further fall through this point would likely bring the price down to 51 cents. This would invalidate the bullish outlook and signal a potential reversal in Pi's price trend. Pi Network gains 35% in 1 week after Chainlink integration. Analysts now eye over 220% upside. This has put Pi Network back in the spotlight after its Chainlink integration. Analysts say a 200% surge is possible. Pi Network is back on the radar. As of April 14, the token is trading around 75 cents, up over 35% over the past 7 days. That makes it one of the stronger performers among mid-cap assets this week. 1 week after Chainlink integration, analysts now at over 220% upside -1. The recent uptick follows a key integration with Chainlink Link, a widely used decentralized Oracle network, which officially added Pi Network on April 12. The market reacted quickly. On April 12, just after the announcement, Pi jumped from 63 cents to a high of 78 cents, marking a gain of about 23% within a few hours. While the price has since pulled back slightly, Pi's market cap remains stable at $5.14 billion. That positions it as the 24th largest crypto asset by market value and suggests renewed investor interest, despite a broader 1-month decline of nearly 48%. So, what does this all mean for Pi going forward? And can the Chainlink integration fuel more sustained momentum? Or is this just a short-term reaction? Let's break down what's happening. Why Chainlink matters to Pi Network. To understand the relevance of Chainlink's integration with Pi Network, it helps to start with the basics. Blockchains, by design, cannot access data from outside their own network, so when a smart contract needs real-world information, such as token prices or external updates, it requires a secure method to bring that data on-chain. This is where Chainlink comes in. Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network that delivers verified, real-time information to blockchain applications. Its data streams feature provides continuously updated pricing data, such as the current value of Pi, in a secure and temper
resistant way. With this integration, Pi Network now gains access to a key piece of infrastructure that supports decentralized finance use cases. In practical terms, developers can begin building decentralized apps involving lending, borrowing, staking, or blockchain-based gaming, with Pi functioning as an active, usable asset. For example, a lending platform operating on Ethereum ETH 1.09%, Ethereum or Avalanche of X 0.21%. Avalanche could incorporate Pi by using live price feeds to calculate interest rates or set collateral requirements, all without relying on centralized exchanges for that data. This also opens up greater interoperability. With access to Chainlink's infrastructure, Pi becomes more attractive to developers and applications that operate beyond its native ecosystem. For Pi Network, which has focused on building a mobile-first crypto ecosystem and claims over 100 million users globally, this addresses a key limitation. Many early-stage tokens struggle to offer reliable data for smart contracts. Without that, developers face constraints, and users hesitate to engage. In simple terms, the Chainlink integration improves Pi's technical foundation. It gives the token a clearer path toward real-world utility in the DeFi space, which could influence both its adoption and perception over time. Inside Pi Network's ecosystem, as PiCoin gains market attention, its broader ecosystem is also beginning to show visible progress, though not without some friction. Since the mainnet launch on February 20th, Pi Network reports that over 10.14 million users have successfully migrated to mainnet. This number exceeds the project's initial goal of 10 million but still represents only a small portion of its claimed 100 million-plus user base. So far, just 19 million users have completed Know Your Customer verification, which is required to access token transfers and participate in the ecosystem. The KYC process continues to be one of the biggest sticking points. Although Pi Network has extended its KYC and migration deadline multiple times, most recently to March 14th, many users still report technical problems, including delayed verification, unverified balances, and unresolved support tickets. These ongoing issues have caused concern among users who worry about potentially losing access to their tokens if the problems remain unaddressed. Despite these obstacles, Pi Network has continued working to expand its ecosystem through decentralized apps. According to the team, more than 100 dApps are either currently in development or already mainnet-ready, spanning categories such as e-commerce, gaming, financial services, and NFTs. One of the more notable developments is the Pi Network. This feature allows app developers to monetize their traffic by displaying ads that are paid for using PiCoin.
Advertisers must purchase and spend Pi in order to place ads across participating apps, while developers earn ad revenue based on the engagement their apps generate. Following a pilot phase involving 5 community apps, the Pi Network is now available to all developers whose apps are listed within the mainnet ecosystem interface. However, unless the KYC process sees faster resolution and a broader portion of users gain access to their Pi tokens, the impact of these ecosystem tools may remain limited. The infrastructure is steadily taking shape, but the pace at which users can engage with it will likely determine how far Pi Network can go in turning adoption into long-term utility. Pi Network price prediction market forecasts for PiCoin over the near term are leaning bullish, at least according to current trend models. CoinCodex projects that Pi's price could rise by more than 228%, reaching to $0.48 by mid-May 2025. Their shorter-term models are also optimistic, predicting continued upside over the next 5 days. Momentum indicators seem to support this outlook. Most daily simple and exponential moving averages, including the 3-day, 5-day, 10-day, and 21-day SMA letters in EMAs, are currently flashing by signals. The only outlier is the 21-day EMA, which suggests a possible short-term pullback. Other long-range forecasts offer a more cautious view. Digital coin price, for instance, expects Pi to average around $1.53 in 2025, with price projections ranging from 66 cents to $1.66 over the year. That said, Pi remains a highly speculative asset still in the early stages of development. The token only launched on mainnet in February 2025, and a large portion of its user base is still completing KYC verification. As a result, market activity is limited when compared to more established assets. Trading access is also restricted. Pi is not yet widely available on major exchanges and pricing may differ across external feeds. Investors should be cautious when interpreting prediction models. These forecasts rely on historical trends and algorithmic assumptions that often fail to capture unpredictable events, including technical setbacks, regulatory developments, or sudden changes in user participation. For those considering an entry, Pi should be treated as a high-risk asset. Any investment decision should be made with care. As always, trade wisely and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Pi Network Pi. Price analysis. Signs of strength emerge after 55% correction. Despite recent losses, positive momentum could push Pi price higher. Key takeaways to pay attention to. After falling from $1.83, Pi's price broke out of a descending channel and retested 74 cents before pulling back. The negative funding rate shows an overconcentration of shorts, a setup that could trigger a short squeeze. A bullish crossover on the MACD12 EMA above the 26 EMA suggests a possible Pi rally.
The PI coin price has fallen 17% in the last 24 hours, extending its 30-day performance to a 55% drop. This decline followed the failure of the Pi network's native cryptocurrency to sustain an uptrend after its brief rise to 0.7 for dollar. Today, PI's price is down to 0.61. If unchecked, another 52% drop could lead it to a new all-time low. However, it does not seem PI bulls are ready to let that happen. In this analysis, CCN reveals how the cryptocurrency could refrain from trading lower after this notable correction. PI forms bullish structure. Between March 13th and April 4, the PI coin price plunged from $1.83 to $0.51. This decline caused the cryptocurrency's technical structure to form a bearish descending channel. Later, PI broke above the upper trend line of the falling channel and eventually retested 0.7 for dollar. Unfortunately, the token did not take long to reverse some of these gains, as shown below. You'll want to see this. Amid this price movement, the daily chart shows a hike in the Money Flow Index MFI rating, which indicates rising buying volume. This could help the PI coin price evade another double-digit correction if sustained. Short squeeze potential builds. Despite the bullish indicators, Conglass data reveals that the funding rate for PI remains negative. The funding rate represents the cost of maintaining open positions in the derivatives market. A positive rate suggests that long buyer positions dominate, while a negative rate implies a higher concentration of short sellers. With PI's funding rate in negative territory, it signals prevailing bearish sentiment among traders. However, when this sentiment becomes overly skewed to the downside, it can set the stage for a short squeeze, potentially fueling a price rebound. Therefore, if bearish pressure continues to mount, PI coin price could see a notable upward move. Ready for a comeback? The daily Pi or USD chart again shows that the moving average convergence divergence MACD reading is positive. The MACD measures momentum using the difference between two key exponential moving averages EMAs, specifically the 12 EMA blue and 26 EMA orange. From the image below, the 12 EMA has crossed above the 26 EMA, indicating a bullish crossover. Should this position remain the same, the PI coin price might see a rally toward 0.96, positioned at the 0.786 Fibonacci ratio. A highly bullish market condition could see PI's price rise to $1.4 near the 0.618 golden pocket ratio. On the contrary, if bullish momentum fades and selling pressure outpaces the buying volume, this prediction might not pass. In that case, PI could see a drop to $0.41. In a blog posted on the Pi Mining app, the core team finally broke its silence. They elaborated on the following: mainnet migration roadmap by priorities.
1. The migration needs to occur for a network of tens of millions based on complex mining data over the last 6 years to ensure accuracy, security, and fairness for honest pioneers by excluding cheating. It is not just a simple airdrop to tens of thousands of wallets, without much consideration of additional data, like in many other crypto projects. The network has already migrated over 12 million people, which on its own is already an achievement of scalability in the industry, especially given the natively built KYC and migration processes with no fiat cost for users. 3. When the migration condition for going to open network was set to be 10 million, striking a balance between the network's need to transition to open network in a timely manner and inclusion of millions of pioneers in the mainnet, it was understood and expected that there would be people who need to migrate after open network launch. Completing initial migrations for pioneers in the queue, second migrations including referral bonuses, ongoing periodic migrations, Pi tokenomics and Pi supply and allocations. The maximum supply of Pi is 100 billion tokens. The maximum supply is comprised of the following: 65 billion tokens, or 65%, are allocated for all community mining rewards, 10 billion 10% are allocated for foundation reserves, 5 billion 5% are allocated for liquidity purposes, and 20 billion 20% are allocated for the core team. The Pi mining mechanism. They explained how Pi distributes. Pioneers mine Pi. Disclosure. This article does not represent investment advice. The content and materials featured on this page are for educational purposes only. ViCrypto is committed to providing unbiased and transparent reporting. This article aims to deliver accurate and timely information but should not be taken as financial or investment advice. Since market conditions can change rapidly, we encourage you to verify information on your own and consult with a professional before making any decisions based on this content.